Hi, welcome. Here we go. Got some games to show you as it's a Saturday today. So here comes some meaty little 5 minutes, and guess what? They're not always in my favour. So here I go again. D3 instead of playing down the main Alekhines line. Now my opponent's maybe copy me, sort of. King H2, a move I end up regretting, sort of, just get a little bit of problem with it. Doesn't really look like it, but Queen H5, and I'm not really threatened with anything, but I cannot play G4. Why not? Because of knight takes pawn, and I cannot recapture, so I can't tell the queen at this stage to go away. Now I can. So it does. Love this move. Now, what would you play here? Can you see something for white here? Good on you if you saw it. It's knight h4 now. The only thing that can defend the pawn on g6, sadly, other than moving it, which is not very good because of knight takes f5, so knight takes f5, is king f7. Maybe we can play, black can actually play this too, David. Rook f6, but black plays king f7. It would be a bit sad after rook f6. If rook f6, then I have got this. Have I? It's sort of all right. I'm not sure. I'll just go for this line. Okay. Oh, we're going to turn the engine off. I'll go for this move. Queen here, rook here, knight comes in here. This is what I've just worked out. Now the rook probably wants to go here, and then I can take this. Whether it's any good or not is another question. So that's what I just figured after rook f6. So king f7, take, I win a pawn. And here I can, if I wish, take this pawn as well, but I play c4. And so I'm actually missing knight h6 maybe here. But this is how I play. I play a little bit more safey. So it was check, of course, so a move that I said I have to watch out for. Now I actually think that black can play sort of relatively reasonably aggressively here, but here now I can get this queen swap, which is, we don't want the queens on for white. I don't think we do anyway, so we're just offering a swap of black's only rook. Yes. Knight f6. Poor move. Here I can, when I look at it, just go rook here, check. And there's not much black can do about it. So if I go rook d8 check, and black then plays rook back to e8, what can I play for white? So what's the wee little thing, and I have to watch out for this, of course, which is all very interesting. So after rook d8 check, and rook e8. What then can I play? Rook takes rook? Maybe. Or is there something better? So, that's a wee exercise for you real quickly. So I will show you. Rook d8 check. Okay? And if rook e8, new variation, bad move. So I did play rook d8, I must have played rook d8. So if rook e8, then what do I play now? Okay, good on you. Rook takes rook. I mean bishop. And after king takes, other than if king here, then just bishop f6 maybe, or rook takes, rook check. King takes, no good. Probably knight takes is better, because if king takes, then bishop takes the knight. So knight takes, and white is a whole piece up. So anyway, black didn't play rook e8. They played king h7, and here I played bishop f6, which wins the piece. So I just want to reiterate what I'm showing you here, because that's the end of that game. Rook here check, okay? Rook g7 check, and if king f8, then black can either meet bishop f6, bishop takes knight, or rook takes rook, and etc. Check, and that's the thing. Okay, so here this one's no good, of course, as rook takes rook, and then the knight is left on its lonesome, lonely goatherd, because there's no, we can't take this back for black. So black would be a whole rook down. Okay, so that's that game. Next game for you, thank you for watching this, is my treatment that I've been looking at recently in the Sicilian for white instead of the wing gambit. So I'm still in the primal stages now. So f5 is quite aggressive according to an international master I saw speaking on YouTube about this particular opening. Knight d4, I take. What would you do now? Okay, I go for the jugular. I take this pawn on e6, threatening, but of course pawn takes pawn, and then getting this queen on g8. So pawn takes pawn is threatened check, and then promoting the pawn on g8 to a queen. So this is all good. Now black can just pick up a piece, why not? So they do, and so I recapture. So it's not like I've got this analysed or anything like that, but the f5 move for white is thematic. So now if the bishop sits on e6 forever, there's no way that the king can castle either side, of course. So black retreats their bishop, which is good, because I'm thinking, well, that's okay, yes. Now here I might think of moves like e5, but I didn't play e5. I played bishop back to b3, very grovelly. Now comes queen c7, bishop b2, bishop b2. Now it looks like black's getting ready to castle long, and I'm getting quite, I'm starting to really enjoy them when they castle long. So we still have to protect our bits and pieces. e5. And here's an opportunity for white to pick up a coffee cup. Knight d5, rook f7, just getting this nice rook into play. rook g8 from h file. Has black got time? e6, no, because now we're just threatening to win the piece back with advantage white. Spoken just like a true tennis player. Oops. And king c7, c4, so I can knot up my bishop on b3. Look at that now. Look, this bishop's exactly what I say don't do, this sort of thing. But this opens up this black squared bishop for white. Oops, my queen's attacked. Better do something. Now, king e7, what was my next move? What would you play as your next move after king e7? Because I'd analysed, after queen a8, I'd analysed this. There are other moves too. There's probably a better move than what I played, but what did I play? I played, yes, you guessed it, bishop d6 double check. And so this picks up, the king can only either move or take the bishop. Cannot defend the two checks, the double check, with in one move, other than taking the bishop or moving away. So black takes the bishop. And guess what? I lost on time. It was too interesting, but I lost on time here. So maybe I don't really like queenside casting. Anyway, the next one is coming to you right now. So I lost that one. So that's all right, isn't it? I don't mind losing, kind of. I like to have them come nice and quickly, the moves, sometimes with an exercise and what you'd play as well in this position. So white's really going for my king, but then they start to slow down. So here I play with obvious intent, knight takes, and there are possibilities for white to play f3, but in this case I would just take the bishop if I had to. So after knight h3 I can just evade doing anything about this fork for the two knights, as I can, if I so wish, play knight c3 here, and then look to what I do next, which will probably be knight f6 from knight g4 to f6. Bishop e4. Anyway, that all aside, and here I'm wanting to have black maybe take, white maybe take this, and then I could look at here knight f2. So if bishop d6, new variation, I could play this, and that's what the computer suggests too. And then after knight d3 or just queen d6, and I've won clearly a pawn there. That'll probably be my one of my best friends. Yeah, I think it is, because he texts me all of a sudden, a whole lot of texts. So I've got a friend. It's good. I've got a friend. It's nice, isn't it? Friends are wonderful. He's my best. One of my best friends. I've got a few best friends. So, but he is really, really wonderful. King g7. Sorry, I'm just having an emotional moment. I do have them. You can ask the chess players. And I'm missing all this beautiful thing. Right. So, what would you do here? I play bishop h3. Can you see the combination that I won with here? Okay. So I played bishop h3, which kind of forces rook h3, because otherwise it's checkmate. So my opponent, I played bishop h3, check, rook h3, and then my opponent plays king h3. Then what do I do? Very simple, you know me. I play queen to h6 check, and my opponent goes back here to g2, and I play queen h2 check, defended by the knight on f3, king f1, queen to h1, where the rook is right now, check. The only move for white is knight g1, queen takes knight on g1, king to e2, and queen a1. And don't you worry about it, I analyse this sort of stuff in lightning chess. So bishop h3, rook h3, rook h3, rook king h3. Now here I believe if I ask the computer, I'll turn the computer off, will I? Is the computer off or not? I think it is. So here if I ask the computer what to play, I bet you it'll play king g4. Yeah, king g4. Now here I believe I was going to play this move, which threatens a nasty queen h5 checkmate. So we'll just see what the computer plays now, okay? Rook h1. See, the only way to defend checkmate for the computer is by giving up their rook, knight f4, so it's just absolutely ludicrous, of course. So I'll turn the engine off, and now I will show you that analysis that I did actually see in lightning chess. So it's a wee bit of a sort of Nimzowitsch has had many sort of positions like this, and so king g4 fails even against Fritz 11 with king g6. So king g2, queen h2, and as promised the queen goes on the square where the rook was. The only move here you can see and appreciate is knight g1, queen g1, queen a1, and my opponent resigned. This game is against Australia over the ditch, and I'm interested in the amount of friends that have moved over to Australia and family for obvious reasons. I'm interested to see that they still like Australia. They still think of Australia. No, they think of New Zealand as home. So here we go, e4, e5. So this is against Australia, so it's very, very important I play well. I know it's not an official chess match and all that sort of thing. I know all that. But it's just really, really important that I herewith play well for New Zealand. And anyway, here we go. F4, my opponent takes, I take. Then I have to make sure I do something. If I play this move here instead of here, if I play this move, I don't know why it's letting me do that. No, I'll have to start this game again. Open, sorry, I was rambling, that's probably why. What have I done? Save that. So please be wary and bear with me. I will stop this game. Won't even go backwards for me. I've done something with this game. Okay, well, I win this game, so I'll just jump to number 5 game, as we're having an issue with that one, and I'll see if I can do it later. So these games have been hand-picked by myself, and obviously I've lost all the other games. That I won't show any of those, except for the one I've just lost, that I had a reasonable position. Here, white is threatening what? White is threatening bishop takes e4. So we'll just do a dummy move, and that'll probably They'll probably muck it up again. Oh, I see what I did. See, and I cannot take back here as black because I'm obviously black in this position as it's check, so I would lose a pawn. So I get out of the way. There's a train coming. Castles. See, so this is quite often a mistake for white, is they play their knight to e5 thinking, yay, I'm going to put my knight on e5, and then comes knight e5 or knight d2 instead. So here we've got knight d2, clearly picking up an exchange for black. So to reiterate for young or new chess players, a rook is better in most cases than a knight, unless a knight is really deeply established in one's opponent's camp. A rook is always better. It's worth 5 points as opposed to a knight that's worth 3 or 2.9.888 or something like that, and a bishop's worth a wee bit more. If I didn't have this pawn here, then knight g6 would be now final for my game. I believe I'd probably resign, maybe. a3. Now black can crunch this, and I think they do, and if I'm silly, I'm going to take that back, and what will happen to me? Queen takes pawn? No, knight g6 check, and knight takes queen. So I just play rook f4, ef4, and what's next? Yes, everyone saw it, queen h3 checkmate. So that's number 5 game. I will just go to, I won't, because then I'll probably forget. I'll try it at the end. I'll turn the engine off, because that does cause issues with the actual score. So here a little bit sort of repeating here again, but different game. So here on black, of course, and now we have queen a3. This looks like black's going to do okay out of this. It looks like here black's just going to take this pawn, which they do, and after pawn takes pawn, okay, what can white play then? Not this, because of queen takes bishop. So after bishop c6, then don't I just lose a pawn or something, or it gets quite equal looking play. Here I play the wee intermediate move, queen c5 check. So this keeps my pawns intact. So I don't have 3 pawn islands. I don't have a pawn on here, or I don't lose a pawn on here to queen c4 check and queen takes pawn before, even though I can, as black, take this pawn here on b3 after that, but then queen takes rook is not very nice for black. So here I play queen c5 check, rook f2, queen c6. Now my opponent wants to swap off. So this is possibly not easy to win, if at all, especially with very little time on each other's clock. So I just have to work out what's going on, how am I going to arrange my pawns, so this way I'm protecting everything, including my rook by my king on c6. rook h8. Now I have to be a wee bit careful, sort of. In most cases, if there's a pawn here and a pawn here and a pawn here and a rook here, then this is a threat of rook c8 checkmate, just for those who like to think outside the square. So here's my opponent, rook c8 check, rook c6, and my opponent resigned. Because this pawn here is what they call an outside passed pawn, protected at that. So if white plays this, then white cannot make any real headway, even if they do come up here. We could play the engine, but I'm not going to. But this is no worry, because black would just play a4. It's starting to look like a bit of a worry. Queen, and here already the threat is queen h8 and queen takes h2 or similar. So let's just play h4, and here we have this, and now this would force, more or less in my opinion, king back to here to defend the g pawn, because we really don't want to play king here or king here, and then we can sit here. See, the queen is not going to allow the king to march up here anymore. The king's just going to have to stay here. So the best scenario for white is to try and push this pawn to h8, which is futile. So that's that game. Now the next one is the last one, I believe, and then I might try the Australian game, because we always have things go wrong with Australia, like underarm bowls. I mean, underarm, the underarm, left underarm bowl way back in the 70s, a long time ago, or just 1980 and 1979 or something like that. We won't go on about too much. Now, if I had, if this pawn wasn't here, so for you to see X-ray, what is black's move that is final? Okay, so if this pawn is not here, it's off the board, what is black's move here? So we'll leave the pawn there. Okay, so if you can jump over it like drafts, you can go queen here, checkmate. So that'd be interesting. Queen takes pawn on g5 and jumps over it like checkers or drafts, and it's queen h4 checkmate. Bit like Monty Python, I suppose. Knight g5. If white plays hg6, is that any good for me as black? Yeah, it's okay, because I can just take this. Oh no, stop. I just checked that. We have to go back, because otherwise it's going to, I'm just going to leave that. So after hg6 and rook h8, I can just take knight h. But the computer, I think, found a better move. It found bishop h4 check. Knight e2, a6. What is David Weegenaar doing on the queen side with his a pawn? Bishop e3. So I'm actually kind of trying to transpose into sort of a Moran system. Sounds like some sort of gangster. Here clearly rook c6 is no good, of course, because of what? Knight takes bishop on e3. So my opponent moves back, and here that's alright. Here I can just play knight g2, check, and then knight back here, stopping the king from ever casting after in this game. I play rook c8. Now black's been met by reasonably aggressive play really, when you think about it. Okay, so that's a wee trick, bit nasty. So bishop f3, and now what? We go bishop there. Well, that looks very good. Black looks like they're doing really well. I go bishop c6, and here I'm threatening hardly anything, but there's some things happening here. So does this look alright? Yeah, that's okay. There's a knight d6. Oh no, I've lost my queen. No, I haven't. Bishop d6, e6, knight d6. Good on you if you saw that move. It's good to see moves quickly. Knight d6, and here, if cd6 of course, then rook c2 picks up the queen, at least in this fray of a crazy position. Knight d4. Have I missed something? No, I play queen c5. Hang on, don't you just lose the queen and rook for just a queen? No. Maybe I could play for white queen c5. I'm just going to check that engine's off again. Yeah, it is. What happens here is either rook c5 or just knight d3 and knight c5. So white does not win material here. My opponent played queen d2. Now what did I play? Now there are a couple of moves here, but the main one I play, even if this rook isn't here, I can still play queen takes, rook check, forces queen takes queen, more or less, which it does. Yeah, it forces that. And then knight to d3 check is picking up the queen again. But that's just hypothetical. Queen c1, and my opponent resigned. Then one more, and I might try to, am I doing one more? No, I'm not. I'm going to try this Australian game again. So we'll just go right back to where we got up to, which is bishop e2. I do not want black to nibble at my pawn structure, these two pawns here. Side, en passant, castle. And I go, what's your knight doing here? Goodbye. It's like a, you know, it's like whatever. Okay, knight c3, knight b8. Are you playing with me? Bishop f4, bishop g5. I'm not going to f4. Why not? Because of bishop f4. So knight bd7, back again. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, and knight e5. Bishop e5, probably bishop c5 checks probably better. But not that I'm saying this is any good, but we're playing Australia. So h6. So this could turn to custard, and I don't mean the type you like to eat. So knight, so rook e8, and I just play kind of normally. So this puts my opponent in some dilemma, which is to my advantage. They play bishop d7, so what do I play? Bishop f6, good. and rook takes bishop, and my opponent was nice enough to resign. Often they don't resign this early, Australians, but so I really like Australians, and as one friend of mine said, or I said, as long as they're over the ditch. And just I'm just joking, they're great people. Anyway, that's the end of my session, and I hope you enjoyed that session for you today on this Sunday. No, it's not Sunday. I don't do this on chess channel on a Sunday for obvious reasons, but I'm doing it on a Saturday. So that's the end of the session. Thank you very much for viewing, and I hope that helps you with your chess, no matter what your level. David Weegenaar over and out on the Muppet Show.